to Weekly Profit Talk. It's Eric here, and we do this every single Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That would be 7:30 if you're in Los Angeles, 10:30 if you're in Florida or New York. So today's topic is going to be about the day that it is today, it being July 3rd. If you sit down and actually do the mathematics of a 366-year day, let's say that in the correct order, a 366-day year, as we're in a leap year. Today is 184, and as luck would have it, that means that we are actually beginning the very first day of the second half of the year today. And I think this has a special significance, so I'm just going to talk about that a little bit. So we're big on metrics here. One of the things that you want to do whenever possible in your business is to measure how you're doing. If you kind of lean back on a sports metaphor, and there's a lot of that business sports. So many people are like football or baseball fans, that kind of thing. And the thing of it is, if you think of your metrics, your profit and loss statement, and your a balance sheet, statement of cash flows as the scoreboard of your game, you can't really call the play if you don't know the entire score. You don't know how many timeouts you have left, how much time's left in the half, that kind of thing. It's difficult to know what play to call next. But if you are aware of the score, then of course you are better armed to make decisions based on that. Now, I know when you were in medical school, you were thinking that if I just put together a quality practice and care about our patients, get good people together, that things should take care of themselves. But one of the things that we like to stress whenever we're talking to our physician clients is that you are also an entrepreneur if you're in private practice, and you're basically a business leader, and people are looking up to you for making specific kinds of decisions. So I had this idea that the second half of the year, we could engender some sort of feeling similar to the kind of emotional ingredient that we feel around New Year's Eve, morphing into New Year's Day. The idea of a fresh start and looking forward with enthusiasm toward a specific goal. This is me. We just got done running the Missoula Half Marathon on Sunday, and I actually created a benchmark, which is a nice way of saying that I had a very slow race relative to my past performances. This is entirely of my own doing. I had difficulty because I was working out less. I was running less, and I also, quite frankly, I'll share with you that I started eating a little bit more, and the results were that I had a very difficult day. This is about halfway through, by the way. Let me think. I think that particular bridge is about the 4 or 5 mile point, and of course, when you're running long distances, one of the things that I like about this kind of exercise is that you're alone with your own thoughts for quite a lot of the time. And I had this idea, as I was saying, that I could begin the second half of 2024 with a fresh enthusiasm and a new outlook that would hopefully help me, as well as all the people that we have the good fortune of working with, to create a new and how should I say, enthusiastic paradigm moving into the second half of the year. So the rest of this year is going to be epic because we're going to be making big changes. And this is the kind of thing, having thought this myself, I want to basically make sure that I don't keep it to myself, and I share this kind of enthusiastic information with others, because I think it's important to remind ourselves why we're doing these things. Are you doing it for family, for example? What about future goals? One of the big things is creating experiences and doing fun things with your spouse and your children. But also as an entrepreneur, responsible for not only your family, but for all of your staff, you need to basically think about growth. They say that a business that isn't growing is dying. So it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say lazy, but it's static thinking to believe that if you have a certain number of patients and you basically adjust fee schedules to keep up with inflation, that you'll have a comfortable existence. But actually looking forward toward growth is the best way to ensure that you are going to, in 20 or 30 or however many years you love doing what you're doing, that you're going to be able to walk away from it with a healthy enough retirement to be able to enjoy the life that you've built for yourself through the younger part of your adult years. So, nice thing about half years that I always love is the simplicity of the factor. You multiply what you've done January through June by 2, and there you have an instant estimate of the rest of your year. Now, what you basically, again, are trying to do here, if you're following along on my train of thought, and I know I'm kind of choosing my words as I go here, but if you are in fact growth oriented, an estimate of the way the rest of your year goes should be a benchmark for you from which to build. It does not necessarily have to mean, let's say, for example, that you've grossed $250,000 in the first 6 months of the year. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up at 500,000. You can do significantly better with a number of different strategies, certainly. So, and keeping in mind that we are looking at the second half of what I hope for as many people as possible watching this has been excellent so far. But we're moving into the second half of the year. And it's kind of my personal hope for you and for our own practice as well. Not only my specific advisor and accounting practice, but for all the people that we have the great good fortune to work for, that we're going to be moving forward in the second half this year as we get one more year away from the COVID crisis with a trend toward growth, scaling, and an amazing business performance by the time that November, December roll around this year. So there's where my thoughts are at today. And I'm hopeful that this has kind of picked you up a little bit, as it did me the other day when I was running. And today too, this is the first day of the rest of your year. And we're basically slicing this right down the middle, as it were. So as of 12:01 a.m. this morning, you're in the second half of a new year, and I believe that I am looking forward to the second half of this new half year with enthusiasm and eagerness to do great things for people. So I'm certain that you in the medical profession already basically creating service that is valuable for society, find this to be a source of enthusiasm of your own. So that was what I hope to share today. So with that, I hope you do have an amazing second half of the year and a day 184, and as well as a very happy 4th of July tomorrow and an incredible weekend. And if you do have a chance today or someday soon, do something randomly kind for a stranger. It just feels good. So with that, we hope that your first half was amazing and your second half is even more so amazing. So with that, have an incredible day, and we will see you next week at the same time, 8:30 Mountain Time, every Wednesday for a weekly Profit Talk.